Aloha and welcome back. I'm Fade Panther, and what you see before you is my mod list for my current Skyrim run. I'm probably gonna set this at like the top most part of the playlist for the new run of Skyrim, which is more oriented around survival and a whole bunch of other stuff. But one commenter let me know that it would probably be a good idea for like all of you guys at home to see my mods. And I figured, why just do that? I'm going to go down the list. And it's not a small list. And not only will I show you each mod, but I will show you its requirements. I won't go into like details of those requirements because they will be covered later. And show you what the mod in question has to offer. I warn you all now, please, a couple of these mods will show graphical nudity. If you are not okay with this, this is the one that will do it. That when you see me get down to this one, skip ahead until you see me getting down to this one. Cool? Cool. All right. Second thing to worry about, this is not going to be a short video because there's a lot of mods and a lot to go through. So let's start with Additional Caves 2.1. Additional Caves SE version. What this mod does is add 20 new dungeons to Skyrim. New dungeons correspond with Radiant quests of the vanilla. And all the ones you see out there. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah. Those highlighted ones, those are where the new dungeons are. They are pretty detailed. They have their own rewards, and all that stuff. I won't go looking directly into this one because I don't want to spoil stuff for me, but that was that one. Next, Alternate Start, Live Another Life. This one you probably have already seen me run into. Alternate Start, Live Another Life, SSE Edition. Requirements, it doesn't require anything, but it is required for a lot of other ones. Effectively, this allows you to pick what you start from or be completely and utterly random with your starting stuff. Okay, cool. This one's simple. Really, really simple. It just changes how the game starts. Instead of that super long cart thing, it drops right into into there. And you could, if you want, go all the way through that. It's up to you. Next one. I missed this one. Andromeda. Unique Standing Stones of Skyrim. Andromeda replaces the mundane vanilla Standing Stones effects with 2 abilities per stone, enabling many new character builds. Upon discovering all the stones, each of them grants a unique power. Requirements? None. But it is required for a lot of other mods. Effectively, this changes all of the stones. Like the Apprentice Stone now has 2 effects, Prodigy and a Sorcerer's Apprentice. Now, novice spells cost no magicka, and other spells cost 15% less. But spells you cast are either 50% more effective or 50% less effective than intended. The former is more likely. Unlockable, Vaporize. Once per day for 30 seconds, you prevent a killing blow that would annihilate by annihilating the attacker. No effect on massive targets. And it goes like this throughout all of them. Like, currently in my playthrough, I have the Mage Stone. Spells are 10% more effective, scrolls are 20% more effective, and I learn all mage spells or mage skills 10% faster. Unlockable, Ultimate Power. Choose one of 3 random schools of magic. Spells are twice as effective and cost half as much for 60 seconds. My favorite out of this, though, is the Steed. Explorer. Steed increases carrying weight by 50 points and adds random nearby locations to the map. Gallop. When out of combat, the Steed increases movement speed by 40 and you regenerate your stamina by 50%. And the unlockable, at will, open an extra dimensional storage stash or retrieve items. That's by and far my most favorite one. All right. Sweet. All right. Next one is actually, these two are combined. Apocalypse and Apocalypse Magic of Skyrim Apocalypse Ordinator Compatibility Patch. All right. Apocalypse Magic of Skyrim is the most popular, blah, blah, blah. Adding 155 new magic spells that are unique, balanced, lore-friendly, and use high-quality custom visuals and blend seamlessly into the vanilla magic system. This includes scrolls and staves for new spells. There are no requirements, but it's required for a lot of stuff. Nope, I'm not going to get into things. As you can tell, people have already done stuff on it, and here is the list of spells, but it doesn't tell you where you can get these spells. The Ordinator patch allows this mod, and Ordinator, which we'll get to eventually, to play nice with each other. Next, Arcanum. Arcanum, a new age of magic. I like having lots of spells. Years in the making, Arcanum is a massive spell mod that aims to combine unique gameplay with visual effects and quality never attempted before in Skyrim. With 200 spells complete, 300 plus spells planned, and inspired by everything from Dragon's Dogma to Planescape. Arcanum may be the most ambitious magic mod ever. They ain't fucking joking. Nothing is required for it, and it's used for a couple of other mods. There is a lot on this, and I don't think they go into like they just so far they only have destruction, restoration, and illusion. They are going school by school, and as this gets updated, new spells will be added, and thusly added to my game. I like having lots of spells. All right, next one. Wait. God damn it. Could have swore I got that one. Ars Metallica. Smithing enhancement. That's the right one. Nothing is required for it. It's used for a lot of other things. Ooh. Sleek grid of blacksmithing. That sounds interesting. I might look into that later. Effectively, this is a smithing mod tailored to my desires in the game. It has the ability to forge arrows, gain skill with smithing and mining, melt down unwanted armor and weapons, and more. Effectively speaking, this changes the way smithing impacts your game. Awesome. Artifacts of Skyrim is next. This one's pretty simple. Artifacts of Skyrim. Adds 15 brand new artifacts hidden across Skyrim. Can you find them all? Probably not. And I don't know if I will in my playthrough. But there's a lot of them. I could click here and see what all of them are, all the stuff, but I'm going to leave it up in the air. Let's see. Each artifact has a unique name, unique powers, and a unique backstory. Information about most artifacts can be found in a new book, Provocal Artifacts, Volume 4, Skyrim. Some artifacts are fairly easy to find. You will likely stumble across them in your travels. However, some are well hidden. Even with maps, it is unlikely that you can find them all in one sitting. That's what that one does. Better vampires. Ugh. I had to do this for my last playthrough because I was being a vampire, and vampires suck, basically. This highly customizable vampire overhaul, players determine how they want to play. Neither feeble nor overpowered, because you balance the weaknesses and strengths as you see fit. You and those you turn will live your lives as vampires and feed to enhance your powers and abilities. Nothing is required, but it's required for a couple of things. Basically, this changes a couple of things like feeding habits, whether or not you die from certain things, yada yada yada. It gives me more customization. So yeah. Next, Block Steel and Block Steel Light. I have them both enabled. I probably shouldn't, but I don't care. Block Steel. Prevent accidental pickup. This mod will prevent you from stealing items. When you try to steal, nothing happens. To steal an item, you have to go into sneak mode, and then you can steal all you like. I like this because far too often, I'm trying to talk to someone, they move just a bit, and I accidentally pick up something behind them, and it's like, "Oh, thief!" And it's like, "The fucker moved!" So I wanted to prevent that. This requires the script extender. That is a mod that can't be put into this, but I have it. And it's how I run my mods. Body Slide and Outfit Studio. Alright. This might get a little dicey. So this just allows you to modify the bodies of all the characters. Male, female, proportions, everything. That's what this does. Alright. We're getting into the beautiful body enhancer. If you are not okay with seeing nudie bits, please skip forward until you see my cursor on this. Alright? Alright, cool. Those of you who left, we'll see you later. This one just adds textures and stuff like that allows the females to look a little better. That's it. You back? Awesome. The next one in the list is Campfire, complete camping system. It also supports Skyrim VR. I don't play Skyrim VR. Campfire, complete camping system. You've seen me already use this. It has no requirements, but is required for a couple of things. And it basically has a bunch of stuff that you can do and everything like that. It's pretty cool. It allows you to, well, collect the dead wood, collect branches, make a basic axe, which I lucked out in my playthrough and started with an axe, so that was super fortunate. But it allows you to do all those things without worry. Next one. Colored bags organize your items in inventory. This mod adds 10 colored bags in the game, with which you can optimize your management of your belongings and inventory. Basically speaking, they go in your inventory and you can sort stuff with them. So let's say you have a lot of weapons, but you put them all in green if they have enchantments. You put them in orange if they don't. Or you sort them out by type. Those sorts of things can be done with this. That's it. Super simple. Cosmic spells. Yet another spell mod. Go figure. Crazy one. Cosmic Spells adds updated versions of spells from quest mod Spectraverse, available from normal vendors. While Spectraverse was never a success, its spells were considered the best part of it, though too weak to use in a real playthrough. Includes improved versions of its best spells, as well as several new spells. Spectraverse is not required. Requirements? None. Yeah. Once again, no requirements for it, but has several things. These are the spells that it has. It's 18 spells. Most spells are based on Spectraverse spells, but updated to be more powerful, improved scripting, easier to use. We've got these. I'm not going to go through the effort of it. First Light. And yeah, because basically it's the Luminous and Tempest. Basically the light and dark. I don't know if I'll run into any of these, but I will definitely try them if I do. Moving on. Next, display tome level magic mod add-ons. Display tome level requires this is how I ran into a couple of the spell mods that I ran into, because for the add-ons they were needed for them. So right now I've got those. Basically what this does is when you look at a spell book, it shows you if it's apprentice, adept, master, expert, novice, just from a glance, which will be very helpful for me, because as you're leveling up stuff, you don't want to spend a huge amount of money on something that turns out you can't buy. You can't even learn it. All right, that's that one. Moving on. Dragon Aspect Overhaul Power version. All right, the Dragon Aspect myself, I found rather lacking for how much effort you have to put into the damn thing to get it, because it's a once per day, like a couple of minutes, and that's all. The Dragon Aspect Overhaul mod, you didn't know you wanted, but you definitely needed. Requirements, requires this, which I do have, down and we'll get to that. what this mod does. Spoilers. Remove the ambient sound and ancient dragonborn summon. Basically, it just gives you the base when you use one word, plus to power attack, physical damage, spell, health regen, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, basically it uses you into more of a tank. And, individual shout cooldowns. I might think about that later. But basically, there are two versions of it. Classic version is like the vanilla, 5 seconds no matter how which of the three you use, but can only be used once per day with a 10-minute cooldown, or with a 10-minute duration. But the shout version can be used multiple times per day, like any other shout in the game, but has pretty hefty seconds of cooldown and only lasts for 5 minutes. Honestly, this individual shout cooldown, I'm interested in that. But we will... There. Yes! Alright. Next, I put it on the back burner so I could look at it later more in-depthly, see if it's something I want to do. Next, we have Dragonborn Ascension. I'm sorry if I'm butchering any of these names. I haven't looked up how to pronounce them or anything like that. Make the Thuum actually be powerful, but not game-breaking levels. Has no dependencies. List of alterations. As special spell Dragon Ascendant, which will give a Dragon Soul boost, giving 3% shout cooldown reduction for every 5 Dragon Souls you have absorbed, up to 50, meaning 30% reduction. Why not more? Because it can stack with 2 vanilla cooldown reduction sources, Amulet or Blessing of Thanos, to a total of 70%. And if you want to belt off shouts every half second, break your game balance on your own. Ice, Fire, and Frost Breath shouts now have those cooldowns. Ice Form has shorter cooldowns. Blah, 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 blah. It changes the way a lot of these shouts work. Serotonin, blah, blah, blah. Cool. That's what that one does. Some of these I'm relearning, in all honesty. I picked them up and I was like, oh, this is cool. And just kind of forgot about what they do. This one I never forgot. Dynamic Pickpocket Gold. This mod is for the aspiring thieves who want to earn a living by pickpocketing. Dynamically adds gold to random people's pockets whenever you enter a city, town, or houses. There is no dependencies. It's not required for any other mods. Whenever you enter in settlement, blah blah blah, will have a chance of spawning gold in their inventory. That's it. It's all it does. It just gives them gold for you to steal. Super simple, super light, but super fun. Enchantment Tomes. This one's really good. Enchantment Tomes don't destroy perfectly good items. Adds a book for each enchantment that teaches you the enchantment when read. There is a Somerset module. The enchantment tomes can be bought from spell vendors, and there are plans to distribute them throughout the world. Currently, they are not. This requires a script extender. Yeah, that's it. Basically, it just straight up just adds the tomes that have the the enchantments that you would normally have to break down an item to get. Mind you, I don't think learning these through the tome gives you enchanting experience. So that's the trade-off, which I find it a perfectly good trade-off. Enhanced blood textures. You've already seen this a couple of times in my playthrough from those wolves, but this one's super easy. Gives enhanced blood textures. That's it. That's all it does. Next. ESO Elder Scrolls Online Sky Shards. ESO Sky Shards Special Edition. ESO places several shards throughout the province of Skyrim, including Dawnguard areas and Solrum. Collect them and gain extra perk points. Requirements? None. Has no dependencies. When you collect 3 of them, you get 1 point. There are 6 in each sector, with a total of 66 shards, totaling to 22 extra perk points. You have to go out of your way to find them. They glow, and they send off a beam when you are close enough. That's it. That's all this does. Exchange currency. This one's a little in-depth. Exchange currency SE. This mod adds 2 types of paper money. A merchant note, which is worth 1,000 gold, and East Empire Company note, which is worth 5,000 gold. The weight of each note is 0.1. Some merchants have a new dialogue for exchanging these notes for septim coins. If you use a mod that gives weight to a gold coin, this mod reduces your burden by paper money. I didn't add anything like that, but I do like the concept of like randomly finding a note and ooh, here's a note. It's worth this amount of money. I just have to go exchange it. I liked that concept. Add a little more depth to the world. Oh. This one adds a texture to the female Orgonians. I'm not going to show it because it's not working in my game, so whatever. First-person magic animations for SSE. Basically, it adds special hand animations instead of just poof. Ooh. Sorry, Tiny Pick. This will replace the first-person animations for idle, ready, charge, self-release, self-healing, blah, 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 fire release, fireball, blah, 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 dual casting, and master rituals. That's it. That's all it does. Makes the things look a little more spectacular in first person. Foes, new idols in Skyrim. I'm not saying the rest of that. I don't know why they picked this. Effectively, no custom animation is possible in Skyrim. Wrong. FNIS. Fins. Behavior allows to add different types of animations. Oh. Basically, kind of nothing by itself. Alright. Fine. I guess I didn't think too far ahead on that one. Whatever. May not see that one in action. Forgotten Dungeons. Hey, guess what? More dungeons! It adds quite a bit more. 50 new Radiant quests enabled, plus 15 extra dungeons in the game. That's it. That's all it does. It has no dependencies. Hunt for the Waystones. In my last playthrough, I ran into this a couple of times. This is a Waystone. A simple, immersive treasure hunt. That's all it is. It's simply a treasure hunt. One will hint to the location of another one, and that's it. There are 16 Waystones to find, each having an adept lock chest with vanilla leveled loot lists. And a note so you can keep track of how many you have found. There are a few you can see from the main road, but most are out of the way. Enjoy. Cool. That one's done. Hunterborn. Here we start the main purpose of the new playthrough of Skyrim. Hunterborn. Hunterborn changes animal looting into a process of dressing, skinning, harvesting, and butchering. Adds hunting knives and many new alchemical items, animal meat, recipes, and foraging. It requires nothing, but a lot of other things really depend on this to work. One of which I will get into. Ooh, what was that last one? Huh. Whatever. Alright. You've already seen this before. Pick up, manual loot, field dress. Harvesting ingredients, stuff like that. Hunting knives are new. Animal eyes and engraved bones. Bounty is automatically locked at Forage level 5. Bounty provides an extra chance for... Ooh, these are cool. What does the engraved bones do? That I'm actually curious about. Campfire, highly recommended. Already have it. Frostfall has some inbuilt compatibility, no patch required. I'm not sure if I'll do Fastfall. Got that. We'll get more into that. Primitive cooking, that's where this comes from. Monster hunting, an additional module in it, extends the basic idea. Huh, I wonder if Blood and Venom. Rights. What does this strange claw do? 3 hidden quests. Ooh. Strange brew, botany, sense direction. Oh, right, yeah. In order to get my frickin' compass back. God damn it. I want to know what engraved bones do. Damn it. Alright, fine. Whatever. That's Hunterborn in a nutshell. And the patch, in order for I need to work for along with Hunterborn. And Hunterborn EMC, soups and stews. This is the patch, and then this is this. Adds the EMC menu back into Hunterborn and fixes all the bugs from the original. Processing works on monsters now, tracking separate from foraging, werebear and spriggans supported by default, bound knives, more jerky, lots more, read the changelogs. Apparently there's a conflict with this, but I don't have that. So all good. This does require you to have Hunterborn Sky UI on the unofficial Skyrim Special Edition patch. Alright, hunters, not bandits. This one I grabbed because I was figuring if I'm going to be hunting, I kind of wanted this. Effectively, this changes the NPCs will not use taunts or insults while fighting animals. Especially hunters will behave more like a realistic manner. So instead of, "Why won't you die?" when hunting a deer, they just won't talk. Or they will use the proper things. As well as fixing the odd behavior where enemies could start using greetings and other unfitting dialogue right after they killed you. Hey, how are you doing today? Oh, mother... Yeah, that's what this one does. Hunting in Skyrim Balanced patch. Tweaks and patches in Hunting in Skyrim. It requires Hunting in Skyrim, which will be coming next. Basically, it just tweaks a bunch of the statistical values that the other mod, which we are just about to get into, has. Hunting in Skyrim, a hunting guild. No dependencies, but animal trapping, features realistic skinning, stuff like that. This might conflict with the other hunting mod now that I think about it. Oh well, it hasn't yet. Alright, cool. Alright. That's what this one does. Immersive armors. This one's a hefty one. Like it's a gig size. It is a hefty mod. It does not require anything, so you're good there. Immersive Item seeks to drastically enhance the variety of armors in the world of Skyrim in a lore-friendly way. The goal of every set is to blend into the lore, balance, and feel of the game for the most immersive experience possible. So, good-looking goddamn armor. I'll more than likely be running into a lot of this stuff. Especially because of one of the other mods that I have. Now, Immersive Citizens AI Overhaul. This one's another hefty one. Immersive Citizens AI Overhaul is a mod whose purpose is to increase the player in-game immersion by greatly improving the artificial intelligence AI of friendly NPCs, citizens, in order to make them act and react like true humans in relation to their environment or to an aggressor. I can't really go too much into this because that's pretty much it in a nutshell. It does not have any dependencies, but there are a couple of things that require it. Siege damage repairs, stuff like that. Yeah. That's it. Immersive HUD. iHUD. Wait, are you the reason why I don't have a HUD anymore? HUD when you need it, hide when you don't. Best of both worlds. Useful for HUD. Huh. Immersive feel. HUD when you need it, hide when you don't. Okay. Requires. What does it do? Toggle the compass with X. Oh! The cursor is only visible when using ranged weapons or a spell, or when hovering over an interactable object. You've already seen that a couple of times. Okay, X is the thing that allows me to bring back my compass. Sweet. Allows you to change transparency. Floating quest markers only give visible. Sweet. You can come to here and see the video if you want more on that. Immersive sounds compendium. A dramatic, extensive, customizable overhaul of Skyrim sounds. I don't know if I have enabled this. Like, I have it enabled, but I mean, I haven't, like, gone in and monkeyed with that. Immersive weapons. Remember immersive armors? Well, weapon side of it. Like, bone shit. That's it. It's effectively immersive armor in weapon format. Imperialist. Races of Skyrim. This is why one of the reasons why I have chosen a Argonian to start off with again, because The Argonians have these 3 skills that they start off with. After swimming, you sneak 100% better for 60 seconds and move 15% faster for 180 seconds. When you fall below 20% health, magicka, or stamina, you regenerate half the difference per second of that particular category. Marsh Dweller. You'll swim 100% faster and can breathe underwater. There is a quest that's kind of hidden. Loot 4 underwater chests to get Caustic Spit. Once per day, corrosive venom reduces the armor of the target by 600 points and magic resistance by 75 points for 25 seconds. All the other races have their own stuff that they can do. And yeah, like Orc here. Once per battle, jump to cause a tremor that shakes opponents and may knock them off their feet. Quest is stagger 150 enemies with the shockwave to unlock to get Berserk. Double attack damage and critical damage, but have spell cost for 15 seconds. While off cooldown, it may activate randomly during combat. Basically, after its cooldown is done, it just might happen at random points, which is kind of cool. That's why I chose that one. I don't know if it affects the other NPCs and stuff like that. Who knows? I need food, water, and sleep. Ugh. This is why I've been having to eat, sleep, drink, all that stuff in Skyrim. Basically, it doesn't have any requirements, but itchy. Sorry. You need to eat food. Soup will also lower thirst in addition to hunger. Eating raw meat will still lower hunger, but may make you sick. Hence the reason why I've been avoiding eating raw meats. Thirst. Water and alcohol will quench thirst. Water can be carried in water skins and can be crafted with leather racks purchased from innkeepers or general good merchants, and can sometimes be found on NPCs. You will begin the game with 1 empty water skin. I'm definitely going to have to make more of these if I'm going to go through dungeons. Fatigue. The type of environment you decide to sleep in will factor into lowering your fatigue. Sleep in a bed or a tent is more effective than a bedroll or a hay pile. Sleeping in a house or an inn is more effective than sleeping in a dungeon. While less effective, fast traveling via carriage or sitting and waiting for at least 2 hours will also lower fatigue for the time spent sitting. There's a bunch of other stuff. I could automate it, but I don't like to automate that stuff. I want to have to. And the next one is the fixes. I like the monkey. All right. Fixes and improves. Basically, cannibalism option requires Wood Elf or having the Ring of Nama equipped. Food that would disappear or remain or be renamed is fixed. Food spoilage information is doubled on the item. Basically, this is the fixes. Auto and follower eat, not consuming light food when with the consume, blah blah blah. You can read. You can read. Indigo. Indigo is an NPC. He is apparently voice acted and all that fun stuff. I have yet to run into the dude. He's out there. Chances are, especially in this run, I'm not going to use him, but he's there. Interesting NPCs. This one is really interesting to me. Interesting NPCs adds all these NPCs. What does that mean? NPCs with more extensive dialogue, roleplay choices, and over 250 plus fully voice-acted NPCs, 25 plus followers, 15 plus marriage NPCs, and 50 plus quests. This is a huge endeavor that doesn't require anything. Upload permission, modify, everything. This thing took a lot to make, so I proudly show it off. We may run into one of these weird NPCs in our next endeavor. Loot and degradation. I want to start off by saying I hate item degradation. I hate it. I fucking hate it in most games. It is a really asinine way of making the player have to build stuff when it doesn't make any sense. Now, that said, the other things this mod does is actually really cool. Basically speaking, where is it? So, if I remember what the video showed me, there's a video on this, but basically, this does a couple of things. First and foremost, NPCs now have access to tempered and enchanted weapons that were previously only available to you. Tempered weapons no longer retain their tempered state forever. So, yeah, you can break a whatever it is. Almost any item can break. Armor, shields, swords, whatever. The only reason why I like this, though, reasons, I will stress that, NPCs can now be found equipped with tempered and enchanted weapons and armor from any mod as long as they have been added to the leveled lists. Tempered and enchanted temper and enchantment chance quality increases with the NPC level. For a level 1 NPC, enchantments will be very rare, and untempered items will most likely be common, found by fine, superior, exquisite, flawless, epic, and legendary. NPCs will now automatically attain loot from their dead targets if they had killed within melee range. NPCs sometimes will loot dead allies, and will only loot items that may help them immediately. Okay, set him an example. You beat the big bad bandit leader, and then his cohort comes by and grabs his magic weapon and armor and immediately equips themselves and comes at you. That's effectively what this does, and I find that amazing. I love it. Degradation. I'm willing to suffer through this for the above, but there are a couple of things on here that make it more enticing. Tempered weapons and armor will now eventually degrade back to original untempered state upon use/hit. Continuously blocking with a weapon, using power attacks, bashing with a bow will significantly increase the rate at which these weapons degrade. If a hit is blocked with a shield, your armor is protected from the degradation of that hit, and instead, your shield may degrade. Getting hit by a power attack significantly degrades the armor. Rate of degradation scales with material, from least durable to most durable. Cloth, wood, fur, leather, iron, steel, elven, bone mold, firmer, dwarven, glass, chitin, orcish, dragon, ebony, sylvan, and daedric. Widgets, icons that represent the equipment's quote-unquote health before degrading, can be configured to display anywhere on your screen. Requires Sky UI. I might have to do that. Equipped gear has a chance to permanently break into pieces. This part I don't like. These pieces can be forged into materials at the smelter. The faster an item degrades, the more likely the item will break. The higher the temper quality, the less likely the item will break. Artifacts, unique items that already come enchanted, cannot break, making these things much more enticing to have on hand. Being under the effects of mage armor will also render the armor including immune to breaking, disabled by default. I might enable that. These features can be enabled for followers. I'm not going to have followers. Services. To help the degradation aspects against it, blacksmith and fletchers will now temper your non-artifact arms for a price. Blacksmiths are more expensive, but can temper anything. Fletchers are cheaper, but they can only work on light armor, bows, and one-handed weapons. Greymane, the only this dude, Elnor Greymane, is the only blacksmith who can temper artifacts or other unique equipment. Orc blacksmiths are proficient in orcish items. Belnor Iron Shaper from Dragonborn is proficient with the Selthan items. Oh, the Dragonborn DLC. Okay. Being proficient with a certain items means that they are able to temper those items one level higher than they are currently at, which is cool. The more you use a blacksmith or a fletcher, the more skilled they get, and so on and so forth. It turns into a pretty interesting mechanic. Requires the special edition and the script extender. That one took a lot to justify why I'm dealing with it. Loot vision, subtle glow. Does this. Yeah, that's what this does. That's it. Objects glow to make looting easier. Can activate the items type separately. I'm not sure if it's functioning. It has no dependencies. Blah blah blah. Mining for mages redux. This one's really funny. Mining for mages adds 2 spells, 1 for mining, 1 for smelting. Requires the Dragonborn DLC. Basically, electromining and liquefaction. Electromining is a slightly cheaper but also very less damaging lightning spell that will work on your destruction skill if you use it against a creature, but gives you no experience unless you have something else giving you mining experience. Liquefaction gives you enchanting experience when you use it. Liquefaction effectively takes the place of a smelter. That's it. Monster Race Crash Fix. This plugin fixes crash on attack when using Monster Race. That's it. I just had it in there so I didn't have to worry about it. More Apocalypse. An expansion for the Apocalypse magic of Skyrim. More spells. Seriously, that's all it does. It just adds more spells. Multiple enchantments. Ordinator patch. That's it. Right there. That's what it does. Allows you to put 5 levels into multiple enchantments, which allows you to put up to 10 enchantments on the same item. But, as you can see, it requires you to max out your enchanting. So you have to be pretty freaking OP in order to get that high in the first place. Alright. Mysticism. A magic overhaul. Oh god. Do I have a couple that are doing this? Yeah, I do. Whoopsie. A swooping balance adjustment for vanilla spells, over 200 new spells added to the world, vendor tweaks to add flavor and enhance roleplay, rare spells hand placed around the world, a complete rework of master spells from all schools, blah 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 blah. You get the thing. You get the thing. It's a rework. No BS AI projectile dodge, magic and missile. Okay. This requires a little explanation. Basically, have you ever had that moment where you had the perfect assassination lined up, only to have the target to sidestep when they weren't looking at you? This mod makes it so enemies do not have superpower sensing or dodging. No BS, granted. Basically speaking, they can still dodge, but they have to be aware of you to do it. So if they are not aware of you, they won't dodge. Fantastic. No edge glow. This one's super simple. This is what it is before. This is what it is after. You can't tell if someone's enchanted. Also, it makes you and who you're talking to not become that way. This gives icons, special icons to the loot and degradation thing. That's what it does. This one is a patch that has become hidden, and the following reasons it needs fixing. So I may remove that one. Open cities in Skyrim. Oh man, love this one. Effectively, no more loading. Requires nothing. Basically speaking, there is no more loading up a city when you go through the gates. The gates just open into the city. So you can jump over the walls if you can jump that high and get into the city. That's what this one does. Super simple. Ordinator. Oh. It changes the skill trees, adds a couple of new spells. It is a huge change of things. It mainly goes with character building and stuff like that. It's not required for anything. It's required for a couple of things. But, yeah. Perk points and more gold for bounty quests. Effectively speaking, this changes the bounty quests that you can get and gives you a perk point. Here we are. Bandits and Forsworn, 300 gold, 1 perk point. Giants, 500 gold, 1 perk point. Kill a dragon, 1,000 gold, and 2 perk points. But you have to get the bounty, then go to do the thing, and then come back. Alright. Phoenix. Magic Evolved. It's another magic mod. And it's hidden. Because this exists. I might replace that. I don't know. We'll see. Race menu, Special Edition. You actually saw a bit of this when I was starting it up. It gives you the ability to super fine-tune what you're doing with your character. That's it. Realistic lighting overhaul, all-in-one installer. I think this one's working well in my game. Yeah, just God rays, stuff like that. Just realistic lighting. Super simple. Run for your lives. I don't know if this will conflict with the other one. Effectively, dragon comes around. Every NPC who can't fight runs the fuck away instead of ganging up on him and beating the shit out of him for you. That's what it does. Oh, and with the wet and cold mod, they will also seek shelter during snowstorm and whatnot. Simply climb. Effectively, this makes a button. I think it's, for me, it's the right. I think it's still right control by default. Moves up some and forward a little. Costs you some stamina. If there isn't anything to hold you up, the character will slide back down. Holding down and releasing the button moves your character up further, but costs some more stamina. Oh, light skill armor reduces the stamina required for it. Climbing also grants a small amount of light armor experience. There isn't any animation, your character just floats. It's recommended that you play well in first person. Yep, I like the ability to climb. This one's a huge one. Skills of the Wild. This adds 4 new skill trees to the campfire. You've already seen this in my playthrough, but effectively, it allows for the knower of the land, art of the hunt, culinary arts, and beast handler. That's what this does. Is required that you have the Campfire mod, the Hunter SE, Immersion HD. That's why I had that one. Sky UI and unofficial Skyrim patch. Skyrim unlimited rings and amulets, because I'm sick and tired of having to pick and choose. It effectively, you can equip every single ring and stuff you get your hands on. I don't have that much of a problem with this particular one, especially now that I'm so restricted on everything else. So, that's that. Sky UI. This is Sky UI. What it originally looked like, what it looks like now. Far better. I love it. Moving on. Spells Tome Sorting. Yeah. Does this. I think it might conflict with the other Spellstone thing. Standing Stones Revisited. Effectively, this just marks all the locations of the standing stones on your map. So you don't have to go hunting for them. I like it. The game's already hard enough with all the stuff I've done, so there you go. Static Mesh Improvement Mod. This one is subtle, but oh man. Like what it used to be, what it is now. Yeah. Whoops. Whoops, whoops, whoops. See? Left, right, left, right. Yeah. That's what this does. It makes things look better because the meshes are updated. That's it. Summer Mist. Enchantments of Skyrim. It gives you special... adds 120 new enchantments to the game. New enchantments are integrated seamlessly into the vanilla item system. It also makes many improvements to the vanilla enchantments. That's it. And I did get the patch. Loot and degradation patch for it. Requires those two things. It just allows them to play nice with each other. Lost Grimoire. I don't remember what the fuck this thing does. And I wouldn't be able to tell you. Because it just doesn't exist anymore. Weird. Total character makeover. It makes everybody kind of look prettier. That's it. That's what it does. Training Dummies XP. Effectively, a small, simple port allows you allowing for combat and magical dummy training with a configurable XP game. Basically speaking, up to a certain level, you can use training dummies to get experience. I think it's not as good as fighting with real creatures, but it helps. This one is fun. Termadaviv. Mage archetypes. Adds 75 balanced spells divided among 5 mage archetypes. Druid, Shadow Mage, Warlock, Cleric, and Shaman, which are available immersively through vendors. The Shadow Mage spells I fucking want. Oh, man. Oh, man. Like, I want them. I want those spells. Unique enchantments. Unlock unique enchantments mod. This mod adds many in-game enchantments that aren't unattainable, as well as several completely new ones. That's it. That's what it does. Unlimited charges for Daedric artifacts and other unique items. It's pretty simple. The Daedric stuff does that. I don't know if this will play nice to the loot and degradation one. But we'll find out. Unofficial Skyrim patch. This is a cornerstone for a lot of other mods. It fixes a lot of quests, NPCs, objects. No unsafe changes are made as a result. And it is just... I highly recommend that if you're ever modding... Hell, even if you're playing an quote-unquote unmodded game, get this fucking thing. Unread books glow. I like this because I like knowing whether or not I've read a book. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. If the game registers that you've read a book, it won't glow. That's it. Okay. Useful magical staves. There is no entry in the Nexus for this anymore. At all. Like, it doesn't even show up. I forget what this thing does. I think it adds more useful staves? I'm not sure. So we'll move on to this one. Weightless Stones of Barasa. Effectively, it removes the weight of these stones. That's it. Because it's really annoying that they have a weight and then they just kind of end up in your inventory as you go through, and you can't get rid of them because they're a key item. So it just takes up your inventory. So I just said fuck it. Wet and Cold. This one's another immersive mod. Cold breaths. They go home during bad weather. During the rain, they'll put up a hood. During the cold, they'll put on a face mask. In the ash storms, they'll put on a whole gear. Yeah, it just... They'll do a whole bunch of stuff. Even yourself. It's really cool. I really like it. Okay, moving on. Wildcat Combat of Skyrim. Is a streamlined, yet full-featured combat overhaul. Makes combat more dangerous and visceral by increasing lethality and adding injuries and context-sensitive stagger, making combat AI more responsive and aggressive. It accomplishes this with minimal scripting and no save bloat. I've yet to run into this because No, I have run into this because the wolves keep, like, dodging my arrows. Effectively, this just makes the skeletons more malleable. I needed it for the aspect overhaul. Behavior enhancer. A quick port allows players to use underwater combat, mounted casting, and other new actions. Ooh. I need to see if this is working or not, because I absolutely need this. I am so sick and tired of... I remember why I got this goddamn thing, because I hated that I couldn't fight underwater. And the last one. Zim's Immersive Artifacts. What does it do? Adds lore-friendly, balanced improvements to the underpowered artifacts of Skyrim. That's it. I won't go into the improvements that happen, but that's what happens. Oh my god. It has been an hour and 11 minutes so far. That is my mod list for Skyrim. If I add anything new, I will make a video or put it in the description of the video that has them in it. If you have any recommendations for mods I should add, or requests for mods I should remove, please post them in the comments of this video. Mind you, I may reject the requests. Modding is a tricky thing, and I have woven myself a treacherous web of multiple mods here, and I don't know if this house of cards will fall apart if I add or remove any piece of it. That said, I hope to catch you all in the next video of Skyrim, which may happen tomorrow, it may happen next week. I don't know. I'm actually really excited to play the next episode. That said, I will catch you all next time. Until then, have fun, be safe, and aloha.